Strangest things found in people's backyards. Now, nobody would think their property holds anything but the house above it. But when you start to explore underneath, that's where things become mysterious. Many people are unaware that their house is sitting on many of the world's strange discoveries that have yet to be found. And many of these things are found by accident, with people digging ditches to make room for an in-ground pool, or people simply renovating their backyard. Whatever the case, they got more than just a simple renovation or pool. These strange objects found in these backyards date back to way before there was a residence there. Now, this is how many people uncover the mysteries of the past. It could be fossils of strange creatures never known about, or somebody's buried treasure. With new houses being built all over the world daily, most of these strange mysteries will go unsolved. That is, until someone mistakenly digs them up. Okay, we wouldn't recommend immediately digging up your backyard after watching this, because the chances are low that there could be something there. However, if you're planning to do renovations in your backyard, always be prepared to find something a little more than you bargained for. Ancient burial ground. Now let's start off with the spooky one. Apparently, a little kid in Utah was digging to create a pond in his patio when he went over a grim disclosure. It took 14 days of burrowing before he revealed what he thought was a creature bone. In a meeting with nearby columnists, the little boy said that once he stumbled into a human skull, that was when he got scared. He said that it was very likely an entire burial ground was underneath around his yard and the neighboring ones. And it turned out after analysts contemplated the bones that they discovered they had a place with a man who died more than 10 centuries back. The specialists are utilizing the discoveries to pinpoint the conceivable clan, culture, and sex of the bones found. It's obscure if the kid discovered any longer concealed bones in the gap. However, we're certain he quit burrowing in the wake of finding what he had. Cursed money bag. Now, most people fantasize about discovering a huge sack of money one day. However, you have to be careful what you wish for. A jobless man was picking crops from his patio garden, and soon his cash inconveniences immediately disappeared. Or so he thought. He made the best decision, however, and took it to the authorities. Apparently, the man's neighbor before long claimed that she owned the sack of money. The old neighbor talked about disposing of the cash, saying it was cursed. Needless to say, she had dementia. The courts chose to divide the cash between the man and the old lady's daughter. In any case, the man died in a few days before recovering the cash. Days after the fact, the man's dad also died from respiratory failure. Many associates related the passings to the curse the old lady talked about. Crocodile in the pool. If you own an in-ground pool, after reading this, you may start checking it for creatures such as this one. Now, a family in Florida found this large gator relaxing at the bottom of their pool as they were turning out the backyard lights one night. The alligator was said to be 7 feet in length and somehow found its way into their pool. The family reported it to the sheriff's office immediately. This family was lucky they took a look inside their pool before swimming the next day. A trapper was called by the sheriff, and he relocated the alligator somewhere more fitting. A villa straight out of Rome. A man was digging in his backyard when he stumbled across an old villa that was built in Roman times. It dated back to about 1400 years ago. The villa was found in the man's garden in England. The architecture uncovered was breathtaking, and it was quite clear almost immediately that this didn't belong to any average citizen, but one of an emperor. The man was simply trying to relay power lines when he discovered the beautiful mosaic tiles that would soon uncover a whole villa. The man snapped some pictures and sent them over to the town council, who then sent over archaeologist experts to examine the find. Upon further investigation, the archaeologists claimed that the tile discovered was that of a floor to an emperor's abode. They dug for 8 days and finally uncovered the full thing in its spectacular beauty. $10 million in gold coins. A couple from Sierra Nevada, California experienced what all treasure hunters dream about. When walking their dog on their property, they saw a top of a rusty canister poking out of the ground. The canister contained a bunch of gold discs, and they took it home. They found out that the discs were well-preserved $20 gold coins dating back to the 1890s. They hurried back to the location of their find and discovered a total of 8 cans containing 1,427 coins with a face value of $27,980. Coin dealer Don Kagan and numismatist David McCarthy helped them restore the coins and evaluate them. A large number of coins were estimated to be worth about $10 million. Church bells. In the year 2013, a man from the Czech Republic was digging up his backyard to install some pipes when he stumbled across unusual metal objects. After excavation, he found out it was 2 large church bells about 400 years old. Later, it turned out that the bells were stolen 11 years earlier from a nearby church. The thief who buried them might have attempted to hide them, but for some reason didn't get to retrieve them. 1700s cemetery. When Vincent Marcello from New Orleans, Louisiana decided to dig a plot in his backyard for a swimming pool, he ended up discovering a historic cemetery that dates back to the 1700s. The workers removed 13 caskets with human remains. However, it was not the first time bodies had been discovered underground in the area. In 1984, 36 corpses were found when an apartment complex was being built. Meteorites. The chances of you finding a piece of meteorite in your backyard is pretty small, let alone a meteorite hitting your yard 6 times in a row. But that is exactly what happened to a Serbian man living in a little village in northern Bosnia. It looks like the man's property, for some reason, attracts space rocks. The man even thinks that it might be aliens trying to bombard his house. Whatever it is, he's just gonna have to wait to find out. Anyway, I hope I don't find something in my own backyard also. And if you've also had the experience of coming across some quite weird stuff in you or your friend's house, do share in the comments below. Who knows, we might make a video about it sometime. Also, if you enjoyed the video, do well to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Peace!